If you've ever wrapped a gift, painted a wall, sealed a box, or fixed something on the fly, you've used Richard Drew's inventions. 2 strips of tape changed the world, and almost no one knows who made them. Welcome back to Inventing America, where we tell the stories of the inventors who quietly shaped your daily life. Today, we meet an engineer who turned a sticky problem into a solution we've been using ever since. This is the man who held everything together. In the 1920s, Richard Drew was a young engineer working for a company called Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing. You know it today as 3M. At the time, 3M specialized in sandpaper and abrasives. Drew's job was to test sandpaper samples with auto body shops in St. Paul, Minnesota. He noticed something. Painters were struggling with creating clean edges between painted and unpainted surfaces. They used newspaper and glue or oiled cloth to mask areas, and it didn't work well. Paint would bleed through. The lines were messy. So Drew came back to the lab with an idea. What if painters had a removable, adhesive strip that stuck just enough, but not too much? In 1925, he invented masking tape, a pressure-sensitive adhesive on a paper backing. It was clean, simple, and a hit with car manufacturers and home painters alike. But Drew didn't stop there. In 1930, during the Great Depression, he noticed that people were trying to repair things, lamps, books, torn paper, rather than buy new ones. So he developed another adhesive tape, Scotch trademark transparent tape, made with cellophane. It allowed people to mend and reuse instead of discard and replace. 3M initially wasn't convinced it would sell, but Drew persisted, tested prototypes, and finally proved it had massive potential. The rest is history. Scotch tape became one of the most versatile consumer products of the 20th century. Despite these groundbreaking inventions, Richard Drew stayed mostly behind the scenes. He wasn't a public figure, and 3M, then and now, focused more on brand identity than individual recognition. He received patents, but not fame. Still, Drew's impact is everywhere. Masking tape enabled clean painting and industrial finishes. Scotch tape changed packaging, office work, DIY repairs, and crafts. His pressure-sensitive adhesive designs laid the foundation for everything from medical tapes to modern-day Post-it notes. Drew's inventions aren't flashy. They're not in space, in your phone, or in your bloodstream. But they're in your drawer, your toolbox, your daily life. They help hold things together, literally and metaphorically. Fixing what's broken, making clean lines, wrapping up gifts, and sealing up boxes at turning points in life. And it all started with one man who paid attention to a painter's frustration. Thanks for listening to Inventing America. If this episode stuck with you, share it with someone who appreciates clever, simple things. Next time, a pilot-turned-physician who helped the world breathe easier. See you then for The Pilot Who Taught Us to Breathe.